For decades, Heather Locklear lived in the public imagination as something almost mythical, a figure who seemed effortlessly beautiful, endlessly successful, and perfectly suited to life in front of the camera. From glossy magazine covers to iconic television roles, her image appeared untouched by doubt or struggle. Yet behind the carefully curated photos and commanding on-screen personas was a deeply human woman navigating pressure, expectation, and emotional weight few could truly understand. Her story is not one of rise and fall, nor of glamour betrayed, but of the quiet emotional cost of being admired by millions while learning how to protect one's inner world. Heather's life reminds us that visibility does not equal invulnerability, and that even those who appear most fortunate are still searching for safety, understanding, and peace. Roots shaped by discipline and creativity. Heather Dean Locklear was born on September 25th, 1961, in Los Angeles, California, and raised in the San Fernando Valley in a home that balanced structure with imagination. Her father, a former Marine who later worked in academia, instilled discipline, responsibility, and perseverance, while her mother, a production executive, exposed her to creativity and storytelling. This blend created a childhood environment that valued ambition without excess and encouraged self-expression within clear boundaries. Heather grew up polite, thoughtful, and emotionally perceptive, closely connected to her family and sensitive to the moods around her. These early traits, empathy, discipline, and a desire to please, would later become both the foundation of her success and the source of her quiet inner challenges. Growing up without feeling chosen. Despite her future status as a television icon, Heather's adolescence was marked less by confidence and more by self-doubt. She often felt overlooked and uncertain of her place, describing herself as ordinary during years when fitting in felt like a constant struggle. Social circles she hoped to join remained out of reach, and moments of rejection left lasting impressions on her sense of worth. Yet within that uncertainty, she discovered something transformative: performance. School plays offered a refuge where she felt visible, valued, and capable. On stage, she found a version of herself that felt strong and complete, suggesting a future path even before she fully understood it. A different dream takes shape. Academically inclined and intellectually curious, Heather initially imagined a future far removed from Hollywood, exploring interests in psychology and research. While attending UCLA, she approached her studies seriously, unaware that a chance modeling opportunity for a campus catalog would quietly alter her trajectory. Though modeling itself never captured her passion, it introduced her to casting rooms and auditions, spaces that felt intimidating yet strangely familiar. Acting soon emerged not as a calculated ambition, but as a calling that felt both exciting and daunting. What began as a side experience gradually reshaped her sense of possibility, drawing her toward a world she had never planned to enter. Learning. While the world watched, Heather's early professional years were defined by growth rather than instant ease. When she joined the cast of Dynasty, one of the most prominent television dramas of the 1980s, she stepped into an environment filled with seasoned performers and enormous expectations. In those early moments, she was acutely aware of her inexperience, feeling exposed and unsure under the scrutiny of both colleagues and viewers. Instead of retreating, she committed herself fully, studying her craft, accepting guidance, and working diligently to improve. Over time, uncertainty gave way to confidence, and her presence became integral to the show. What initially felt overwhelming became the foundation of a career built on persistence and quiet determination. Becoming a familiar face with Dynasty, and later T.J. Hooker, Heather Locklear became a staple of primetime television. Her characters projected confidence, allure, and authority, qualities that resonated strongly with audiences. Behind the scenes, however, she remained grounded, professional, and deeply committed to doing her work well. Fame arrived steadily rather than explosively, allowing her to grow into her public identity while maintaining a sense of discipline shaped by her upbringing. By the late 1980s, her name carried recognition and respect, and her career path seemed firmly established, the defining role of a generation. The 1990s marked a turning point with Heather's portrayal of Amanda Woodward on Melrose Place. Initially intended as a limited role, her performance quickly transformed the series, injecting it with sharpness, authority, and intensity. Amanda was complex, unapologetic, and commanding, and Heather brought a presence that redefined the show's tone. Viewers were captivated, critics took notice, and award nominations followed. During this period, Heather was not just successful, she became emblematic of an era, a defining figure in television history whose influence extended far beyond a single role, expanding beyond expectations. Rather than remain confined to dramatic archetypes, Heather surprised audiences by stepping into comedy with Spin City. Her performance revealed impeccable timing, warmth, and adaptability, proving that her talent extended well beyond the roles that had made her famous. At a critical moment for the show, her presence brought stability and renewed energy. Colleagues spoke of her kindness and professionalism, while audiences embraced her ability to balance humor with sincerity. This chapter reinforced her reputation not only as a star, but as a versatile performer capable of evolving with the medium. Longevity through adaptation. As television landscapes changed, Heather continued working with quiet resilience. Her later role on Boston Legal showcased a more understated, mature presence, reflecting her personal and professional growth. No longer defined solely by glamour, she embraced roles that emphasized nuance and emotional depth. Though the spotlight softened, her dedication to her craft remained constant. This phase of her career illustrated an often overlooked truth. Longevity in entertainment is not sustained by visibility alone, but by adaptability, humility, and a willingness to evolve. Love, commitment, and vulnerability. Heather's personal life mirrored the intensity of her professional world. She approached relationships with openness and deep emotional investment, seeking connection and stability. Her marriage to musician Richie Sambora offered the promise of partnership and family, a dream she held close. Together, they welcomed a daughter, Ava, and for a time, Heather experienced a sense of balance between career and home. Yet the demands of two public lives, constant travel, and unspoken emotional strain gradually created distance. The eventual end of their marriage was profoundly painful, reshaping her understanding of security and trust. Navigating loss in the public eye. The dissolution of her marriage unfolded under intense public attention, complicating an already difficult emotional process. For someone who valued privacy and loyalty, navigating personal loss in such a visible way was deeply challenging. Rather than a single moment of change, this period marked a gradual accumulation of exhaustion and emotional strain. Healing under these circumstances required not only time but the courage to face vulnerability without retreating entirely from the world, seeking balance and understanding. In the years that followed, Heather focused on regaining stability and self-understanding. Like many people facing prolonged stress, she encountered moments of uncertainty while continuing to seek healthier patterns. It is important to view these years not through judgment, but through empathy, recognizing them as part of a human effort to cope, learn, and heal. Her journey during this time reflects the reality that personal growth is rarely linear and that resilience often develops quietly, away from applause. Motherhood as a source of strength. Throughout every chapter, Heather's relationship with her daughter, Ava, remained central. Ava became a grounding presence, offering understanding and unconditional love. Their bond grew into a relationship defined by mutual respect and emotional honesty. Motherhood gave Heather a renewed sense of purpose beyond public identity, reminding her that worth is not measured by success or approval, but by connection and care, compassion over judgment. When Ava later spoke about her mother's experiences, her reflections emphasized compassion rather than criticism. She acknowledged the weight of public scrutiny and emotional loss, framing her mother's journey as deeply human rather than defined by struggle. This perspective helped shift public understanding, encouraging empathy and a more nuanced view of what it means to live under constant observation. Choosing calm over chaos. Later relationships in Heather's life reflected a shift toward calm and emotional safety. Rather than intensity, she sought companionship rooted in mutual respect and understanding. While not every connection endured, each offered insight and growth, reinforcing her evolving values. These quieter chapters demonstrated her desire for peace over performance, for steadiness over spectacle, redefining what legacy means. Heather Locklear's legacy cannot be confined to either success or hardship alone. She shaped television history, defined an era, and influenced countless performances that followed. At the same time, her journey challenged unrealistic expectations placed on public figures, reminding audiences that vulnerability exists alongside achievement. Her story encourages a broader definition of success, one that includes endurance, self-reflection, and the courage to seek balance. Life away from constant applause. Today, Heather lives more privately, choosing balance over visibility. While she occasionally reconnects with fans through appearances or reunions, she no longer defines herself by constant exposure. Instead, she prioritizes family, stability, and personal well-being, embracing a slower pace shaped by experience and self-knowledge. A story still being written. Heather Locklear's life is not a closed chapter but an evolving narrative. She has learned, adapted, and endured, carrying experiences that speak not of defeat, but of resilience. Her journey invites reflection rather than judgment, encouraging us to look beyond headlines and see the person beneath the persona. Final reflection. In the end, Heather Locklear is neither a cautionary tale nor a fallen icon. She is a woman who lived fully, loved deeply, faced challenges publicly, and continues to seek peace on her own terms. Perhaps her greatest legacy is not found in any single role, but in the reminder she offers that healing is possible, dignity can be reclaimed, and even after the brightest lights dim, a quieter and truer strength can continue to shine.